Brydon and the Audit Gap, Expectations, Definitions and Fraud. Sir Donald Brydon's report into the quality and effectiveness of audit was published at the end of 2019, and in it, Brydon tackles the issues of the audit expectation gap and the issues it causes. In this article, we look at some of his key recommendations and observations made in the report. It would not be possible to write this report without an explicit mention to what many call the expectation gap, wrote Sir Donald Brydon in his long-awaited report into the quality and effectiveness of audit, published on 18 December 2019. Defined in a variety of ways over the years, the expectation gap generally refers to the difference between a gap in public perception, with the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA, defining it as the difference between what the public expects from the auditing profession and what the auditing profession actually provides. But Brydon states in his report that there are other gaps: a performance gap, a knowledge gap, an evolution gap, a quality gap, a misperception gap and a methodology gap. He also writes that an education gap has been observed, as has a delivery gap. Some feel that the expectation gap is too convenient for auditors, and that the delivery gap is a more suitable term. He directly cites a submission he received as part of the review process from Saracen and Partners, that said, auditors like to highlight an expectations gap, which refers to the fact that the public misunderstands the auditor's role, and worse still overestimates what auditors can do. In our view, this characterization is not just self-serving, but flawed. The problem is not one of expectations, rather we have a grave delivery gap when it comes to audit. While he acknowledges that these gaps stem from the expectation gap, Brydon demonstrates that the problem he is looking to address is more far-reaching than a gap in expectation. In Brydon's view, the expectation gap is a distraction, and he says that either audit is helping to reinforce deserved confidence in business or it is not, and to close the expectation gap, or any other gap he references, there must be a more understandable framework within which audit is delivered. Sir Donald Brydon. Brydon calls for a new definition. One of Brydon's key recommendations for the UK's new audit regulator, the Audit, Reporting and Governance Authority, ARGA, which is set to replace the current Financial Reporting Council, FRC, is to work with the Plain English campaign to produce appropriately concise guide to audit. For more on this story, visit the news article link.